Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 27th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. This is an exciting week where we make the transition from the old to the new. And please stay with me. I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect, but then we'll dive deep for each of the 12 zodiac signs. Now this week sees Uranus very prominent in the sign of Taurus. It's forging an amazing link with the Sun and a challenging link to Saturn. Saturn's in the futuristic sign of Aquarius. So where we're realistic about the future, it will support us, particularly as it forges a very enabling link to Mars, the planet of passion, in the sign of Sagittarius, is about expansion. So if we're thinking about expansion but going through all the research and really taking things on a step-by-step basis, Saturn will reward us. If we try to rush things, Saturn's clash with Uranus will just stress us out. The big picture of this week is the collection of energy in the sign of Capricorn. But this does see Mercury going into its shadow period in this sign, and despite the fact that it does meet with Pluto, which could see us very analytical, I think a lot of people are going to be thinking about what their role in life is, what their goals are, their ambitions for the new year. So as we set that intention, all those resolutions, I think we're all going to be trying to keep our feet very much on the ground, which is a good thing. But Mercury's retrograde just says that as we make our way into the new year, things can alter quite quickly. So even the best laid plans need to be made, but with a mindfulness that flexibility is going to be important. And it could be other people that actually in some ways force our hand because of Mercury moving at the end of this week into the sign of the group Aquarius. So it may be a friend, somebody who we feel we can connect with in a collaborative way. Maybe their situation is going to change. So goal setting for ourselves, that's going to be straightforward, but where we have to link to others or rely on the support of others, that may be more complex. Also, Jupiter moves into one of its two home zones on Wednesday of Pisces. It's going to be moving through Pisces twice in 22, but also the sign of Aries twice as well. So that's really, really exciting. But this initial movement of Jupiter into Pisces also sees it link in a right angle to the North Node in the sector of communication. Jupiter in Pisces is very spiritual. It can see us, see the best in people and situations, but it also can be maybe a little bit too hopeful. So again, the theme is to be as realistic as possible. But the wonderful new moon in Capricorn at the end of this week and its link with Uranus just suggests that innovation, technology, new approaches to our lives in lots of different ways are going to be a massive theme throughout year 2022. Sometimes change is as good as a rest, but sometimes staying as we are just isn't an option. So when we're forced to make changes, that's a much more uncomfortable process. And that could be where the clash between Saturn and Uranus shows itself. But if we can be progressive, embrace new possibilities, try to think outside the box, we can make the most of this transition into this new year. Now please stay with me for your detailed zodiac sign, but if you've yet to order your year 2022 personal forecast, please see the link beneath this video. You can get 30% off and a character analysis, and don't worry, when you order it, I will give you 12 months full months from the time of that order, or if you still order just at the end of year 21, you will get the rest of that year free. Hello Taurus and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 27th of December. That Jupiter, the planet of fortune, moves into your sector of the group midweek is really exciting. Now, obviously it depends on your personal approach, your desires or local rules and regulations with COVID, but I think there is a part of you that could really want to do something completely spontaneously this week whether it's seeing in the new year, having space from people you normally see, getting out into the hills and go for a big rugged walk. It just depends on you. Every Taurus is obviously different, but you do have an appreciation of good food and good wine. And I think Jupiter moving into the 11th house means that some kind of connections to others could bring you a lot of uplift in 2022. But I also think it's possible that you may want to liberate yourself from those ties which no longer work for you. And that could be something that you're thinking about this week. One of the areas in particular may be around your work. You know, if you're doing a job which just really is bang dull and it just doesn't really engage you, you're not passionate about it any longer, even if you've been doing it absolutely years, you're very skilled, maybe even quite senior in the role. If you're finding it's just dull and you're going through the processes without that sense of enrichment, that could be something that really you're thinking about this week. But if you feel your options are rather limited, that could create a sense of frustration. However, as the week draws to a close and Mercury travels to the top of your horoscope, if you do need to think about how you can apply for jobs, do some retraining, that kind of stuff, Mercury can be supportive in that regard. But the new moon, as the week draws to a close, and it's linked to Uranus in your sign, has there rarely been such a stimulating link to take you into a new year? So whether it's around your love life, your interests, your hobbies, your life patterns, something is in the mix. Something needs to be in some way or another shook up in order to make you feel alive and excited by what's in store for you in 22. I'd like to wish you a very happy new year.